Off the crossbar. To left field and down for a base hit.
Hunterdon Central is going to win the state finals here tonight.
Mark it on the board. Touchdown, Red Devils. On the deflection. On the deflection. Hunterdon Central.
Good afternoon, Hunterdon Central television viewers. My name is Mariah McKeown, your play-by-play commentator, and today we're having a matchup in the Skyland Conference. Bridgewater Raritan taking on Hunterdon Central here at Hunterdon Central's softball field. And I'm going to introduce you guys to my color commentator, Matt Molyneux. So how do you feel about this afternoon's matchup?
I feel like it'll go pretty well. Both teams, both Bridgewater and Hunterdon Central, were looking for our second win. Central is 1-4, Bridgewater's 1-7. Bridgewater's on a bit of a losing streak. They've had 5 losses in a row. Hoping to really get a comeback game. Central lost to Pope John, and both teams really trying to get back at it.
Absolutely, and Central's known for being a powerhouse. These schools are both known for being powerhouses in softball. The Skyland is a super competitive conference from my experience commentating it, from also just seeing the scores on NJ high school sports in general.
Exactly. It looks like we're still warming up a little bit, and hopefully we'll get going.
Yes, they are, and Kaylin Kozak is going to be our starting pitcher for tonight. Kaylin Kozak is attending, I think, Catholic University. She's attending a D3 school for pitching. And we also have Emily Van Cleef, who's our designated player, going to be batting in for Isabella Cangelo, who's playing in left field. And she is attending the University of Rhode Island for softball, and University of Rhode Island is a Division I program.
Awesome. And we see Cassie Stallwood as pitcher.
Catcher.
Catcher. Wait, what'd I say? Pitcher or catcher?
You said pitcher.
Sorry. Catcher, rather.
Yeah.
Paige Seaman is middle field, I believe. Middle outfield.
Center
field. Sorry. My bad. Hoping to get a good one.
Yeah, for sure. This team is young, for sure. It's a junior heavy squad, but a lot of these girls have experience in their clubs, so we're going to hopefully see a good match tonight. Hopefully we see a Central win.
Hopefully. It looks like we're going to get going soon, maybe in like a few seconds.
So Melanie Artuzo is leading off for the Bridgewater Raritan Panthers. We're going to just refer to them as Bridgewater for short, and Kaylin Kozak is going to take her first pitch of the day.
Let's see.
She has a pretty good ERA so far. I think it's like a 1.29 ERA, which is a really good ERA. That is way outside. 1-0. 1 ball, 0 strikes. Okay, she's winding up the second pitch. Bunted down. Stallwood to Duggan. First out of the game. Artuzo ground out from a bunt.
It was a good play. I think she was trying to get the first real quick, but I guess the bunt kind of went towards Kozak, kind of in the middle, kind of, right in front of her. So.
Yeah, definitely. Bunts are a really good play, for sure, to get your team on the board and get yourself on the base quickly, but it's really difficult. Up next we have is Tremarco up to bat. Tremarco flies it out to Zoe Totaro, infield fly. Second out of the game, 2 batters retired.
Central off to a great start, 2 outs already. Hoping to get a third one. Kozak's been pitching pretty well so far, 3 pitches, but, Central off to a great start.
Up next we have is Fresco. Fresco, ball goes out of play on the roof.
I don't think that happens often.
It does happen quite often.
Well, I would be corrected then. Wow.
A lot of softballs are on those roofs.
Just make that fence higher.
Yeah, it's expensive to make a fence high though.
That's true.
Ball at the knees. Oh, yep, 1-1. As the ball went foul, if the ball goes foul, it's a strike. So count is currently 1-1. Third pitch.
Boom.
1-2.
1-2.
Pitcher leads the count. Kaylin Kozak throwing heat. What can I say?
You're the Bridgewater team cheering her on.
It's a little high, up in the zone, 2-2. Yeah, it's pretty common in softball. Girls love to cheer on their teammates. Some coaches actually make it required for you to cheer on your teammates or you get benched.
Got to keep that culture there, even
Yes.
for all sports.
Kaylin Kozak pitches. Fouled out. Count remains 2-2. Fresco is putting up a battle right now. She's already taken 5 pitches so far. Kozak with the pitch. Way outside of the zone. Ball 3. Full count for Caitlin.
Something's got to happen. She's got to swing at it, I assume.
Or she can look at it.
That's true.
Totaro. Oh, an errant bobble on the ball. Fresco gets on base.
Base, that's a good start for Bridgewater. They do have 2 outs, but, first base doesn't hurt.
It's very rare for Zoe to make an error. It's just maybe the nerves.
Maybe she's caught off guard from the ball going up at the roof.
Maybe. Next we have is Mahovets. Mahovets in the 4th slot. 1 batter on, 2 outs. Fresco try to steal a base, comes back to first safely. Count is 1-0 for Mahovets. Kozak with the pitch. A little too high in the zone. Count goes 2-0 for Mahovets. Mahovets swinging at it and goes into the ditch. Count is 2-1 now.
They really should make that fence higher.
They should.
Central recently redid their softball field, so brand new field, looking pretty nice.
Yeah, and they also made the dugouts really nice. I've been in the dugouts, super nice. Nice and shady. You don't have to sit in the sun anymore. Fouled out, 2-2.
Right to Duggan.
1 runner on first base. Kozak with the pitch. Pitcher to first base. And Central gets themselves out of the inning, leaving 1 runner on. We'll see you we will be heading to the bottom of the 1st.
Great run from Central. 3 outs pretty quick. Didn't allow Bridgewater to score, so that's a pretty good start.
And here is our Central lineup. In the leadoff spot we have is Paige Seaman. In the 2-hole we have Zoe Totaro. In the 3-hole we have Maitland Halstead. In the 4th hole we have Cassie Stallwood. Then we have Emily Van Cleef. Then we have Grace Greisler, Caitlin Kozak, Julia Duggan, and Jessica Yip as your Hunterdon Central starting lineup with our batters.
Very, very young team. Hunterdon Central only has 2 seniors, that being Caitlin Renman and Caitlin Kozak, both Caitlins. Really a junior-heavy team, as you said before. But they're a powerhouse, known to be. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, yeah, in the gym there's so many state championship banners all over the place. We love our powerhouse softball team here.
Yeah.
And we have 2 sophomores starting tonight. We have Jessica Yip and Isabella Cangelo. I know these girls, they're super sweet, great people, great athletes. All I have to say, really.
Yeah, I don't know them, so.
I don't know them as well, but I know of them. They're really nice, and they're really great athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have Paige Seaman getting ready to bat, just warming up her swing and talking to coach. As Bridgewater finishes up their warm-up, as a team, they're going to have a meeting in the circle, not the mound, the circle.
The circle?
Yeah, the softball pitchers pitch in the pitcher's circle.
Oh, it looks like for softball compared to baseball, the pitcher's mat isn't really elevated as in baseball.
And it's very technical. You can't crow hop. You can't have 2 feet off the ground when you pitch. It's very technical. I used to be a pitcher. Okay, we have Paige Seaman up to bat. Paige Seaman fouls it. Count goes 0-1. Really great swing by Paige Seaman. She's a really good hitter for sure. And Paige Seaman has a 176, which is a 17% chance of her getting a hit. It's a little too high. Count goes 1-1. Paige swings at it, goes past the shortstop. Paige gets a single, and she makes it safely to first.
It was a good hit right down the middle. Missed shortstop, as you said, and really, really good hit.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult when you have to make those diving catches.
That 70% is really showing from Paige Seaman.
Yes, Paige is a really good hitter. I've played with her in middle school. She's super, super good at her position. Really great outfielder, great teammate, good personality.
That's good.
And now we have Zoe Totaro up to bat. Ball goes in the dirt. Paige tries to take a base, but decides to retreat back to first.
Zoe Totaro, I believe, is the captain of the Red Devils.
Yes, she is. Zoe's a great teammate as well. Super sweet person. Great human as well. Zoe hits it out the center. Tries to track it down. In a fly out for Zoe Totaro, as the Bridgewater Raritan Panthers have 1 out in the inning.
I had to look up. Oh, my goodness, that was high. It was a good hit.
Paige still remains on first, and now it's Maitland Halstead up to bat. Maitland Halstead has I think a 500% when it comes to batting. Paige made it safely into second. Great steal by Paige Seaman.
You could see, I believe she was trying to go for it before, but she had to, go back because she knew she was going to, get out. But that was a good move, good play by her.
Definitely, great play. Currently the count is, I think, 1-0. The scoreboard's not working. Foul ball. Count, I believe, is 1-1.
Yeah. The Bridgewater has an out on Central. Don't know why the scoreboard's not showing it, but all right.
Yeah, all right. Maitland Halstead getting ready to take a bat. Maitland with the hit, goes between the center field and right field gap. Paige Seaman is taking home. Hunterdon Central's up 1-0 on Bridgewater.
It's a really great hit. Wow, really sent Paige, gave her the opportunity to go home, give Central point.
And Maitland Halstead has a stand-up double RBI for the season. Way to go, Maitland. Up next we have is Cassie Stallwood. Cassie Stallwood is a left-handed batter, which means she can slap.
Did not know that.
Slapping is very common for lefties, and it's fair! And Maitland goes to third, and Cassie heads to second.
Smart move by her to try to get second.
Yeah, the shortstop and the second baseman weren't pressuring the base.
Oh, and she's going back. Oh.
Yeah, they decided to push her back to first.
Oh, and she's coming back.
Oh, no, she was actually taking off her gear for hitting.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Cassie has a stand-up double like Maitland Halstead. Maitland's so 60 feet away from getting home. Up next, we have is Emily Van Cleef. Emily Van Cleef swings at that pitch, 0-1. Hunterdon Central is in a really good position. They have 2 runners in scoring position. They just have to get Halstead home to bring the lead to 2.
Here's a very windy day here at Hunterdon Central.
They're going to try and get the runner out on first. A great sacrifice RBI by Emily Van Cleef, bringing Cassie Stallwood to third base. Hunterdon Central has 2 outs, but leading Bridgewater Raritan by 2.
Good, always good to get up in the first inning.
Yeah, definitely. It will boost the confidence for this team. When confidence is important. You're an athlete yourself. Can you tell how confidence is important?
Confidence, is a very important thing. Because, with confidence, you gotta like for basketball, you gotta know when to take that shot or not. You gotta be confident. For softball, you gotta know when to hit. You gotta know when to not hit. It's all about confidence.
Real. And Grace Greisler, I think, has taken a ball. Yes, it was too high in the zone. And Grace Greisler, she plays, I think, for, if I'm not mistaken, the Lady Dukes now. I remember she played on Newtown Rock. She's a really good athlete, great third baseman, great shortstop, great outfielder. I remember her playing catcher when I was in middle school playing softball. And the count is 2-1 for Grace Greisler.
Grace in warm-ups saw she was throwing rockets, so I believe she's a pretty fast thrower.
Yeah, for sure, and it's important to be fast. Girls are extremely fast at this age, where high school, the pace of the game increases. You have to be smart. You have to be fast with your decisions. And Grace is currently leading the count 3-1 against, I believe, I don't know, the pitcher, Jalen Madison. And it's currently a full count for Jalen Madison. Payoff pitch.
Looks like she was throwing a ball there to kind of throw Grace off. She swung, so.
Yeah, it's called a chase pitch. She chased at that. Drop. It was a foul ball. I thought it would be drop third strike, but no, it's a foul ball. She hit it and it didn't go past the line.
Yes. And she takes one.
She takes a walk. Base on balls for Grace Greisler. And now the corners are loaded. Up next we have is Caitlin Kozak. She's going to try and get Maitland Halstead at home. No, Cassie Stallwood home. Maitland Halstead already crossed the plate. I stand corrected. Drop. Wild pitch. And Grace Greisler steals second. And Cassie tried to go for home, but she decided it wasn't the best decision, and she stayed back on third.
Smart move. Since the ball's already right there, you can't risk it, but.
Yeah, that was a really wild pitch by Jalen Madison.
Yeah.
Ball 1 for Caitlin Kozak. That is a strike. 1-1 at the knees. Strike zones vary based on batters' height and how they are in their hitting position. So a short person might have a different strike zone compared to a taller person. And the Bridgewater Raritan Panthers get themselves out of the inning. We're going to head to the top of the second, but Hunterdon Central leads 2-0 over Bridgewater Raritan. Bridgewater Raritan got themselves out of the inning with a second base to first base play, only having 2 runs scored against them by Hunterdon Central.
Really good start for Central. Good to always have 2 points on the board to start and the first inning. See what Hunterdon Central can do against Bridgewater's batting.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it is Cahio up net. And Cahio swings left-handed. And if you slapping in softball, so left-handed batters can slap in softball, which is not in baseball, it's not legal. But what a slap is a left-handed batter has an advantage to go to first base easily compared to a right-handed batter. So they swing and then they run and then they swing and they pull the ball to the opposite direction and they run to first.
That's very smart. It's good. Always have the advantage of slapping.
Yeah, it's a good tool for a left-handed batter to use. It can create chaos in the field.
Yes.
which I'm a right-hander, so it's a very big disadvantage for righties, but a great advantage for lefties.
Always.
I mean, left-handed people only make 1 out of 10 people in the population.
I did not know that. That's interesting. I'm right-handed, so I wouldn't know that.
We make up the majority.
Yeah. I believe the hitter currently, Caccio, is a sophomore.
Yes, I think so. Yep.
Number 12. See what she can do. Maybe a little pep talk from coach.
Yes, that's a coach that tells you when to run and when to steal.
Never mind. Not a pep talk.
It kind of is, but out of the zone, ball 1 for Caccio. Oh, what happened to the scoreboard?
And it's off. All right. That's not supposed to happen.
No, it's not. So Central still leads 2-0.
Maybe it's tied.
In the zone, 1-1. Kozak ties the count.
And scoreboard's back on.
Yep, and the inning is wrong. Oh, it looks like it's going out. It is home run,
Home run.
for Caccio. 1-2, Bridgewater Raritan.
Really great hit. I think that was so high I squinted because it was in the sun.
Yeah, I'm sometimes scared for our own camera equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, we're literally right smack dab. They can smash our lens.
That would not be good. That would not be
No.
an ideal situation.
Yeah, my history teacher, do you know Mr. Ruby?
I do not, unfortunately.
He's my history teacher. He was the assistant coach last year for the varsity softball team. Now he's the head coach for JV, who's currently playing Bridgewater right now.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, and I told him, like, hey, do not hit the cameras.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, that would be ideal. And now we have Pasterik up to bat. Bridgewater cut the deficit in half. Really good hit by Caccio. There's nothing really much that Central's outfield could do about it. It's way too high. The launch angle is perfect enough. Pasternak fouled. Oh, wait, no, it was a single. Never mind, it wasn't fouled. It was a single.
Interesting.
I just couldn't tell.
We can't see from here, you know. We're far away from there.
It's easy to tell from the third base side, but not the first base side.
Yeah.
Bridgewater Raritan is putting a barrage of hits and attack on Hunterdon Central.
Maybe that 2-0 lead really got to him.
Maybe it did. Pasterik tried to steal, but Cassie Stallwood made her presence know that she's willing to throw and made Pasterik retreat. And up to bat is Dolly. I think it's currently, 2-0 in the count. We don't know. It's really hard to see.
Looks like a bunt and a miss.
That's a strike if you miss your bunt. So it's currently 0-2 for Dolly. She's trying to cause a sacrifice play right now. Dolly with the bunt. Dolly hits it up. And Greisler makes the infield fly and catches it. 1 out for Hunterdon Central. Pasterik is still on the first base. And up next we have Newsom coming in. At the knees, strike 1. It's a good thing if you're a pitcher, leading the count is important early so you can build up confidence to create chase pitches for them.
Always good.
Out of the zone, Cassie Stallwood makes her presence known again on Pasterik. Say, hey, I'm going to throw it if you move.
A good move. A little fake there. I mean, maybe I don't think she was faking. She just saw that she was already there. But, you know, Cassie Stallwood, a great catcher. Not pitcher, actually.
It's currently 2-1 for Newsom. Newsom's up to bat. Drop pitch, 3-1 on Newsom. It's definitely difficult when you're a pitcher and you're falling behind in the count. You need to get yourself back in the game. And it's just definitely stressful. Newsome swings and misses. Full count for Caitlin Kozak. This is the payoff pitch coming right up. Let's see if she swings and misses, looks, takes a walk, or even hits.
We'll see what happens. She got to do something.
Kozak with the payoff pitch. Out of the zone, Newsome takes a walk. And Pasterik is on second. Up next is Smith. Go ahead.
Do you think her arm gets tired from swinging around all the time?
The pitcher?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's more of a natural motion. It's not like baseball where you're throwing overhand. You're throwing in an underhand windmill motion, and your body is designed to do that instead of an overhand motion, and that's why there's not as many changes. Currently, it's a foul ball. Smith is 0-1 in the count right now. That's why you see a lot of baseball players getting Tommy John surgery on their arm because of how unnatural the move is.
And they practice too, so that probably does something to it.
Yeah,
strengthens it.
That's why MLB pitchers have a really big arsenal of pitchers. Out of too high in the zone, 1-1. Bridgewater has 2 runners on, only 1 out. Central has to. In the gap, Pasterik is heading home. And Newsome is at third. And Smith is at second with a stand-up double. Bridgewater Raritan tied the game up 2-2 in the top of the second. One runner on, 1 out.
Right in the middle. It was really far. It was a really good hit.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult in the outfield because there's a really big gap between you and your center fielder if you're the left fielder, and it's also a really big gap for center field between right field. So batters try to hit between that because they're going to have to communicate who's going to get it. It's a difficult communication. And we're now back to the top of the lineup with Artuzo, currently with 1 ball and 2 strikes. No, it's just 1 strike. Scoreboard was off. Artuzo with the bunt goes foul, 0-2. So what have you noticed so far in this game?
Hunterdon Central had a good start, but that might have gotten to Bridgewater. They had a comeback to make it 2-2, and they've been hitting it pretty far. Central hitting it decently far. Bridgewater's been hitting in the outfield pretty much, a lot.
Zoe Tataro trying to make a play, try to get the runner out on third, but now the bases are loaded because of that play issue. They couldn't figure out which out to make. So now the bases are loaded. If it's a home run, it's deadly because now Bridgewater Raritan is going to have a 6-2 lead over us. Strike 1.
Strike.
If I'm Caitlin Kozak, I'm definitely feeling the pressure right now.
Definitely.
Ball was framed 2 outside, 1-1.
See what Kozak does.
It's going up. Seaman makes the catch. And Newsome is home, giving Bridgewater Raritan 3-2 lead over Hunterdon Central with the sacrifice fly by Artuzo. And now we have Tremarco, I think.
Good catch by Paige Seaman.
Smith, and then I think it's Tremarco. I'm not sure. It's Tremarco. Tremarco made the sacrifice fly. Up next we have is Fresco. Fresco swings and misses. Strike 1. Kaylin Kozak with the pitch. Little too high in the zone. Count goes 1-1.
Kozak, a really great pitcher for Hunterdon Central. So far has she gotten anyone out?
Not at this moment. It was mainly ground outs and fly outs.
That's what it was.
Currently, I think it was a ball. I didn't see Blue call it a strike. Yeah, it's 2 balls, 1 strike against Fresco. Fresco hits it. It goes foul. 2-2 count for Fresco.
Almost hit one of our cameras.
Oh, yeah.
That would have not been good.
Yeah, it's also scary if you're Lucas out there with the camera. You almost got hit with the softball. They're not soft. The word softball is a lie. They're hard. I had to be put on concussion protocol because I got hit in the head because I had a mound visit with my coach. My catcher threw it at my head. It hurt really bad.
That's not good. Lucas might take that as a souvenir. Probably not. Probably have to give that back.
Yeah.
But for now.
It's currently full count for Fresco. Payoff pitch by Caitlin Kozak. Hit down the center field. Bobbled. Artuzo's at third, and Bridgewater Raritan plates another runner across home. 4-2, Bridgewater Raritan.
Looks like there was 2 stumbles, one by Paige Seam, one by Zoe Zartoro. That's something usually you don't see from them two, but you know, we're not perfect, but
yeah, it's definitely hard when you're making an error in a game like this and bobbling a ball. It's not easy, but it's life. It's softball. You just you forget about it and you go on to the next play. Wild pitch. Artuzo remains at third and Fresco's at second. They just need one more out to get themselves out of the inning.
Also with the bobbles, all the pressure, of all the game. They had a 2-0 lead. Now they're down 4-2, so the pressure's there.
Foul ball. Count goes 1-1.
How are the refs not scared that they're going to get hit? Yeah, they probably know that.
They're
Not
umpires.
going to get. Sorry, I'm used to basketball. Umpires know that they're not going to get hit. I'm using like basketball terms.
Grace Chrysler throws it to Julia Duggan, and Hunterdon Central gets themselves out of the inning. Current score 4-2, Bridgewater Raritan.
Really clutch. They had a bunch of people on the bases that something could have happened, but they clutched up and they got 3 outs. So now Hunterdon Central is hitting.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central had a really quick start on Bridgewater Raritan, but Bridgewater Raritan responded pretty well as they doubled Hunterdon Central's lead. Hunterdon Central needs to come up with something huge in the bottom of the second to regain the lead. They need at least 3 runs to overtake Bridgewater Raritan.
Maybe a little double Bridgewater Raritan score. You never know.
Yeah, we never know. It's their 70 innings of fun upcoming.
Exactly.
We're at the bottom of the second. I think it's maybe Yip potentially. No, I think it's Duggan gonna come up to bat. I think Kozak was the last out.
Yeah, it looks like Julia Duggan. She's coming through the dugout. That's what it's called. Sorry.
Yeah, the dugout.
Been a minute since I played baseball. I don't play softball, but
So, in basketball, what position did you play? Were you a point guard, small forward?
I was a center.
You were a center.
Yeah. But season's over now, so looking at colleges. So.
Are you gonna play like club basketball?
Most likely, yeah. Not like division, but mostly like club basketball and all that type of stuff. Hoping to have some fun.
I mean, club is just as good. I mean, you're competing against other schools potentially for trophies.
Yeah, it's as competitive, I heard, for some of the schools, as competitive as high school. But, the commitment isn't as much because it's not every single day like high school. High school, you practice almost every single day. Club, you practice like 2 times a week around there. So.
Yeah, it's like your outside of school activity.
Exactly. Julia Duggan up to bat.
Ball's too low. Julia leads the count with 1 ball, 0 strikes. This scoreboard.
Oh, it's not working.
We have lovely stories with the scoreboard. Shortstop to first base gets Julia Duggan out. Nice try by Julia. It's definitely difficult when it's a ground ball. You hit it in the infield. Trying to beat out a throw is not easy. You gotta be fast. I think like Usain Bolt. Up next we have is Jessica Yip.
The sophomore up at bat.
Yeah, that's a little too outside of the zone. Count is 1-0.
She looks locked in.
She is. 2-0 for Jessica Yip.
Looks like that hit off the ground to the catcher.
Yeah. That specific pitch is called a drop ball. What it does, it tries to make the batter swing at it. It's a really difficult pitch to hit.
Okay.
3-0 for Jessica Yip. Jessica leads the count. She can take a swing if she needs to, but she doesn't have to. Ball 4 for Jessica Yip as she takes a walk to first. And we're back with our leadoff hitter, Paige Seaman.
She, I believe, hit a pretty good one in the first inning.
Yeah, I think she got a single past the
Pretty
shortstop. Bunt. Bunt is down. Throw is not on time. Jessica Yip takes third. Paige Seaman takes second.
Really smart play by Paige Seaman. Saw that. Who's on third?
On first,
Third.
Jessica Yip is not on third, but she was on first.
She saw that she was going for it, and Paige decided to go for it as well. Really smart play.
2 runners in scoring position. Very beneficial for Zoe Totaro to get this hit. Zoe Totaro takes a low pitch. Drop ball by Jalen Madison. And it is currently 1 ball, 0 strikes against Zoe Totaro. Another pitch in the ground, in the dirt, to Zoe Totaro as the count leads 2-0. Jalen Madison is trying to get Zoe Totaro to swing at one of these drop balls, and drop balls are very difficult to swing if you are not trained to do so. Through the center field gap! 2 runs come home with the RBI single by Zoe Totaro, and Central ties Bridgewater Raritan 4-4.
I guess they took that as motivation, getting up, losing 4-2. Now they're tied.
Central got themselves locked in. Central is only 1 out to their name right now, as Maitland Halstead is up to bat. We also have some lovely pups in the background.
Yes.
An errant catch on the third baseman, and Zoe Totaro decides to stay at second. Good decision by her. If she took third, it would have been not good because she would probably taken an out. But great hit by Maitland Halstead, making an errant catch, or I don't know how to say that, but a catch by the third baseman. Very good hit by Maitland Halstead. And up next we have is Cassie Stallwood, our left-handed batter who could slap.
Left-handed and the catcher.
Exactly. Outside of the zone, ball 1 for Cassie Stallwood. We have Zoe at second and Maitland at first. Outside the zone, 2-0 for Cassie Stallwood.
I believe Zoe hit pretty good hits last time she was at bat. She hit a pretty far one, I believe.
Yeah, she did. Cassie, play to the pitcher. Out at third. The parents are not happy with the call at third. They thought the third baseman jumped off the bag to catch the ball.
I thought that too. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah, we can't see what the umpire sees.
You know, yeah, they're closer to the field. Actually, they're on the field. So
yeah, they're in between the shortstop and the third baseman. Wild pitch, drop ball, ball 1 for I believe is Emily Van Cleef. Two runners on board. I think wild pitch. Not really a wild pitch, more of a drop ball, but 2-0 for Emily Van Cleef. And I think Zoe Tataro's out. Halstead and Stallwood are on the base, on the bags.
I believe Van Cleef is a really good pitcher for Hunterdon Central.
It's a fly ball. It's most likely going to be a catch. No, it went above the head of our twos of Fresco. As 2 runs scored for Hunterdon Central as they lead 6-4 over Bridgewater Raritan. Great hit by Emily Van Cleef. It's definitely difficult with the sun balls for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe the sun got in the way. Van Cleef looks like she decided to stay on first. Didn't want to risk going to second or because the ball was thrown to third, but good play by her.
Yeah, and after that play, Bridgewater Raritan decided to take a mound visit, say, hey, we got your back as your defense, and not to get rattled by the lead.
I believe Grace Chrysler at bat.
Yep, she is at bat. Strike one for Grace Chrysler. Went down the middle. Way outside the zone, 1-1. That was a rise ball. Kind of was a slow change-up rise. It was definitely a slow pitch from what I could see. It's not. Grace hits it to the shortstop, and Bridgewater Raritan gets themselves out of the inning. Hunterdon Central now leads 6-4 over Bridgewater Raritan with a 2-run lead.
A lot of momentum changes from Central being up 2, then being down 2. Now they're up 2.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central got themselves a pretty nice lead, but we can't say anything right now because we're going to the top of the third.
Zotaro, really good hitter for Hunterdon Central. Been hitting pretty good in the last 2 innings. We'll see what she can do for the rest of the game.
For sure. The sun balls are not fun to catch, for sure.
Not at all.
When I was starting out as a right fielder, it's not fun. Literally, when the sun is right dead in your eyes.
Yes, I believe Brianna Caccio is up at bat.
Caccio with the solo home run.
Yes, I did forget about that. She did have a home run in the second, maybe it was the first. Was the first or second?
It was the top of the second inning to change the momentum for Bridgewater Raritan.
And Central fighting back, getting up 6-4.
Absolutely. And now Hunterdon Central is going to have a little mound visit before Caccio faces Caitlin Kozak. The outfielders have their own little meeting as they can't really converse with the infield that much.
It looks like they got some good chemistry out there.
For sure, these girls have known each other since maybe like Little League.
See them doing like little like hand motions to each other when they're out in the outfield.
Caccio to Chrysler to Duggan. 5-3 play.
It's a rocket from Chrysler.
Yes, it was. What a throw. What a cannon for sure. And what a good way to get yourselves momentum in the inning, getting a first out instantly on a first pitch.
Exactly.
Great play by Grace Chrysler. Very smart player. I think she loves the University of Oklahoma for softball. Paige Seaman with the diving catch! One pitch, one out again on Bridgewater Raritan.
Really clutch play from Seaman. Wow.
What a clutch catch. Center fielders are amazing.
Diving catch was really good.
Yeah. Takes a lot of athleticism to make a catch like that. Up next we have, I think it's Dolly. Yeah, Dolly is up. At the knees, was not called a strike. It was 2 inside. 1-0 for Dolly.
Yes, Madeline Dolly, the junior for Bridgewater Raritan.
1-1 for Madeline Dolly. Dolly swings and misses. 1-2. That's a strike, not a ball. The scoreboard is wrong yet again.
Interesting.
It's usually accurate 50% of the time. Way out of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hello? Sorry, I'm just saying hello to the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Payoff pitch. Foul ball. Count remains 3-2.
Wonder what Kozak's thinking of doing. Throwing a ball, throwing a strike. I mean, it's the last pitch of for the batter, so she's got to see what she's going to do.
Yeah, she has to be strategic where she places the pitch. She doesn't want to put it middle. Dolly with the ball. Seaman with the catch. Hunterdon Central gets themselves out of the inning. Hunterdon Central remains leading 6-4.
Yes, Paige Seaman with 2 outs this inning. The diving catch and then the catch right there. She's been doing pretty well in the outfield.
She is.
I'm not sure who's up at bat right now.
I think Dolly did take a fly out. So no, not Dolly. Who was the last out?
Central's hitting.
Yeah, Central's hitting. I'm like, shoot. Who took the last? I think it was not. I don't think it was Greisler who took the. Was it Greisler? No, it wasn't. Was it Kozak?
I believe Kozak is hitting right now. Yes.
Yeah, Greisler was last out.
Caitlin Kozak, the senior, is at bat right now. So pitchers just warming up or practicing real quick.
Yeah, and fun fact: in college, pitchers don't hit much. It's very rare for a pitcher to hit in college. The last one I know was a 2-way player is Rachel Garcia for UCLA. UCLA is a powerhouse in softball, but this year has been kind of iffy for them. They do have Tom Brady's niece on the team.
Interesting.
Maya Brady.
Wow.
Number 7. She's usually an outfielder or a shortstop. Just a little of my softball knowledge that I have. Very limited, but I mainly follow Florida State and LSU. Go Noles. Go Tigers. We were undefeated for a long time, but that was snapped by the University of Mississippi. Now we have Kozak way too high in the zone. Ball 1 for Kozak. Way too high again. Second ball for Caitlin Kozak.
I'm guessing she's going to swing on this one. I'm guessing because
she could.
Never mind.
That's a strike. It was around her waist, just about. 2 balls, 1 strike. She just looked at it just to gauge the zone because the umpires have different zones from different games, so you can't really say umpires have a universal strike zone. And it is an out against Caitlin Kozak. But just because Caitlin Kozak got out doesn't mean Central's out of it. Central had some momentum after having 1 out.
Yeah, so it looks like Julie Duggan is at bat right now, the junior.
Yes, Julia Duggan's up at bat. Really great personality, great friend. Ball in the dirt. Ball 1 for Julia Duggan.
Tough for Caitlin Kozak. That went right to the pitcher right in front of her. So.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Between the first baseman and second baseman, Julia Duggan will remain on first. Great piece of hitting by Julia Duggan, just putting it in between the first and second baseman. It's difficult because you have to communicate on who's going to get that ball in a super fast-paced game.
Yeah, it's hard to communicate, when it's ball's going pretty fast and, take some skill. But, Bridgewater Raritan led up a first base.
A missed bunt by Jessica Yip. Count goes 0-1 against Yip. She was trying to go for a bunt because, look how successful that bunt was lastly.
Yeah, that's true.
Ball in the dirt. Julia Duggan decides to retreat for first base. Count goes 1-1 for Jessica Yip. Ball low. Misplay. Julia remains at second. She reacted too late to go to third, so she decides to remain at second.
I thought she was going to run to third from all the screaming teammates and all the screaming parents.
Yeah, but if you react too slowly, you're just not going to be able to make it on time.
Very fast-paced game. You got to think quickly.
For sure. Great work, Julia, by stealing a base, giving yourself an advantage. Check swing. No. They said it was a strike. Okay. It's currently 2-2. I think it was up in the top part of the zone, probably dotted her zone.
Even the scoreboard person thought it was a ball.
Wild pitch. Julia Duggan takes third. Count is full for Jessica Yip. Julia Duggan, base running masterclass right now.
Doing pretty well. Still second, still third.
Bridgewater has not had success on preventing Hunterdon Central from stealing. This cannot. Great sacrifice play by Jessica Yip, giving Hunterdon Central a 7-4 lead. I was about to make a joke about my team, the Philadelphia Phillies, being really bad at stealing bases. But Julia is the complete opposite.
Looks like whoever got the ball, I believe Angela Tremarco, she looked like she was about to throw it to home and then decided to throw to first.
It was the easier out to
Yes.
get. We have Paige Seaman, short, grounded out to short. And Bridgewater Raritan gets out of the inning with very little damage. Only one run crossed the plate. Hunterdon Central now has a 3-1 lead. That was a good insurance run by Julia Duggan with a great sack RBI by Jessica Yip.
Yes, although only one run, they're still up 3. Hunterdon Central still up 3. So some good momentum that they got.
Yeah, the scoreboard is simply just a little bit of an anomaly.
Oh, there it goes.
Now we are at the top of the 4th inning. Hunterdon Central with a 3-run lead. It's a semi-comfortable lead, I would say.
Yes.
Semi-comfortable, but we can have another top of the second. We don't want that.
Yes. See Tyler Rodriguez running by, going on his daily runs.
Oh yeah, hi Tyler in the crowd. I don't think you can hear us, but hi Tyler.
Probably not. He was commentating basketball most of the time. That's what from what I know. We love Tyrod.
Did he rope you into Hunterdon Central Television?
I kind of wanted to do it because I'm going for like communications and film, that type of stuff in college. So I was like, you know what, might as well try it.
How is it feeling for your first ever commentary?
It's great. I'm excited.
I'm glad. Welcome aboard. We're happy to have you here. When I did this job, I fell in love with it, and now I'm hoping to go to college for sports communications, hopefully one of the big schools. And Kaylin Kozak has a ball for Newsom, 1-0 for Newsom, and Sienna Newsom to be exact. Strike one against Newsom. Ball 2-1 against Newsom. Newsom leads the count.
Bridgewater really cheering on Newsom.
Diving catch by Totaro! 2 diving catches by Hunterdon Central. Woo!
What a great catch by Zoe Tartaro. Zoe, hold on, give me a second. Totaro, yeah, there it is.
Good job.
There we go. All right.
Great play by Zoe Totaro. A diving play. Amazing job by Zoe. As Hunterdon Central.
Looked like it was about to hit the ground.
How is there? No? No.
Are they not calling it out?
No, I think Zoe had to pass. Sings away to throw it, but they just didn't count it as a diving catch.
So that's one diving catch for Central then.
Yeah, I think we cheered a little too early.
Yeah, well.
Oh, the bunt, sacrifice bunt pushes Newsome into second. I guess the umpires are, I don't know, I don't want to I don't say anything about blue, but
yeah.
I thought it was a diving catch.
It looked like it was just about to hit the ground, so, you know, it's really not up to us because we're not umping, I believe is the term.
Yeah, umpiring.
Umpiring, if you would.
Yeah. So Smith made an RBI, not an RBI, but a good play to push the runner to second. And we have Artuzo up at bat, and it's currently ball one for her. Now she's going to get her second pitch against her. Artuzo fouls it into the ditch.
3 balls over the fence now.
Yes, 3 balls, 1 on the roof, 2 on the ditch. Ball count is 1-1.
Been keeping count.
Great statistic for today.
Yes, of course. I'm gonna guess 7 by the end of the game.
Ball out of the zone, 2-1 against, I think, Artuzo. Melanie Artuzo. Ball out of the zone, 3-1 for Artuzo. Professional softball players and college softball players call this a hitter's count. Because if you swing, you just get a strike. If you get a hit, amazing. If you ground out, okay. If you walk, you walk. This is a hitter's count. Artuzo's out at third, pushes Newsome to not at third, first, pushes Newsome to third.
Kozak throw that right to Julie Duggan, first base.
Currently, Hunterdon Central has 2 outs. It's a bit of a risky. They can't really make much mistakes because they do have a runner on third. 60 feet away from home plate. Next we have is Tremarco. Out of the zone. Ball 1 for Tremarco. They can't really make wild pitches because Newsome can score.
You gotta be careful.
Good attempt at picking off. Good fake by Stallwood. Showing her presence as a catcher. Currently 2-0 for Tremarco.
Sienna Newsome may have gotten scared or startled for a bit because Cassie Stallwood faked it.
3-0 for Tremarco. Good piece of hitting. Newsome scores. And it's safe at first. Parents are not happy about that call. Lead is cut down to 2 instead of 3.
I believe Maitland Halstead caught that and threw it right to Julie Duggan, but just wasn't in time.
I thought it was on time, but
I did too, but you know.
Parents weren't happy about the call either, but they are not on the field, so they don't have a good view. Yeah. It's currently Fresco's on.
2 outs.
2 outs. Hunterdon Central can get themselves right back in it, building a bigger lead than they already have. 1 runner aboard. Ball too low. Ball 1 against Fresco. Ball 2 outside. 2 balls for Fresco.
Did Bridgewater score?
Yes, they did. Newsome with the play we recently talked about, the parents not being happy about.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the first base.
Yeah, it's currently 2 balls, 1 strike against Fresco. Great piece of hitting. Infield fly caught by Caitlin Kozak. Minimal damage against Hunterdon Central, only letting 1 run plate. And we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Looks like every time the inning ends is a deficit by either 2 or 3, so we'll see what happens at the end.
Yeah, for sure. We just cannot be trailing by 1 because that's our kryptonite this year right now. Which is nearly halfway through this game. Or just about half.
Yes.
It looks like, wait. I think it's Duggan again? Or is it going to be Kozak?
Believe it's Duggan that is hitting. Yes.
It's Duggan. Duggan is up at bat. Duggan with good pieces of hitting so far this game.
It is not. It's Zoe Totaro.
It's oh, right. We went back to the top of the lineup. Oh, yeah, because Seaman got out on was last out. Zoe Totaro is up at bat. Really good pieces of hitting by her. Let's see what she can do this inning. I think she's 2 for 2.
Yes, she is.
Her sister, Celia, plays at the University of Scranton.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of softball commits were on that team. We have a D1 commit right now playing in the NCAA. We have Samantha Del Hoyo. Got silver for Puerto Rico. And third base catches Zoe Totaro's hit.
Quick out.
Quick out.
I believe it's Maitland Halstead.
Yes.
Who's up, I bet.
Samantha decided to play an extra year here at Central, just so she didn't have to use an extra year in college. Because I think it was like a COVID year, I think.
COVID year. My freshman year.
Yeah, I had middle school. I had middle school through COVID. It was a lot of fun. Fouled it out. I think the count is 0-1 for Maitland Halstead. Actually, no, it's ball 1. 1-1. Quick out and against Maitland Halstead. Hunterdon Central still leads with 2 runs.
Looks like she was trying to block the sun out of her vision when she was trying to catch that ball. Sun can be a deciding factor if you catch it or not. I mean, you can't really see if there's a sun beaming in your eyes.
Well, also the ball's the same color as the sun.
That's true.
And up to bat, we have Cassie Stallwood. Strike 1 against Cassie Stallwood. So far, I've never seen a strikeout being recorded this game.
Yes.
Caught by the left fielder, and Cassie Stallwood has been retired. Hunterdon Central was retired. All 3 batters went down.
Looks like Bridgewater's got the momentum now. They got 3 outs in a row. See what they could do on offense.
And now we're at the top of the 5th. Pretty soon there's going to be a little segment coming on.
Yes, yes. Stay tuned.
Well, not right now, but...
Oh, yeah, for later.
Yeah.
See all the parents lined behind the... Is this like felt or something? The fence.
This is the fence, yes. It's not really much of a fence, but it's a fence.
It's like mesh or something.
It's a mesh fence.
Yes.
You know, those yellow things are called poles. If you're late or coach doesn't like what you're doing, you have to run them.
Really?
Yes. You do not want to be running poles. Sometimes the coaches are crazy and they make you run from that pole to that pole. That's like 200 something feet.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you don't want to be running those poles because I've actually ran poles. Not fun.
That's a term? That's a term, running poles?
Yes, it is a term. You don't want to be running poles. Well, coach says, usually say hit the pole instead of running them, but you can use running. It's similar terminology.
And Central just throwing back and forth just to kind of, get the feeling right so they can do well, I guess you could say.
A little update on JV. The bases are loaded. Or juiced, as some people like to say it.
Juiced?
Yes.
Looks like the JV team's got the black jerseys on instead of varsity got red.
Our school colors are kind of sick. You can make different jersey combinations. I mean, you can have white, red, and black.
JV hit that one high.
It was a sack fly, infield fly. Just a little warm up, and Emily Van Cleef enters the circle.
Yes, a really good pitcher for the Red Devils.
Which means Caitlin Kozak's going to move to the designated player position. Or we're going to have Cangelo hitting.
Yes.
Depends on what Coach Reeder and Coach DiVincenzo decides. It's up to their discretion.
See the outfielders doing their little pre-inning little jump, I guess you could call it, to kind of get themselves hyped up.
Yeah, and I mean, in our area, softball is pretty huge. We have several different clubs. I mean, one of our softball academies, we have Finch's Aces, which is named after softball legend Jenny Finch, who pitched at the University of Arizona. Brought home a couple in that Women's College World Series back there. She's really popular around the area. She's met some of the players. I think like Julia met her. A couple other players have met Jenny Finch. She's an icon in college softball and just the softball world in general. I mean, she's won so many golds for the United States.
Van Cleef looks like she's got a rocket of an arm. Cannon, rather.
Strike 2. Oh, ball 1. As expected. I mean, she's a Division I commit. You have to have good pitch speed if you're a Division I commit. And there's certain levels of pitches you need to have to be at certain levels for softball. But whatever level you are in college, from the NCAA, the NAIA, the U Sports up in Canada, you're a stud.
I didn't know Canada had baseball.
They do have baseball and
Or
softball. They have university sports. They have a couple conferences. I was looking at Canadian school. Ball 2. Okay. There were a couple. I was looking at Toronto Met for sport media. Mom said no. But they have the TMU Bold. They played against UConn earlier in women's basketball. Swing and a miss. 2-2. They played UConn in an exhibition series. They got blown out, unfortunately. It's just the level of athletics in Canada is not the same as the United States.
Yes.
Count is 2-2 still.
I believe the boys baseball game is currently going on right now at the same time.
Yes, it is. It's at the Hellhole. They call it baseball field here.
Is that like in the back? Near like the.
It's behind.
Yeah.
It's like where the pond is.
Yeah. Okay.
It's way deep in the woods. Swing, fouls. Cassie trying to retrieve the ball for her pitcher. Emily plays for Central Jersey Lightning outside of school. 3-2, full count. Trying to make her swing at that, but rise balls are really difficult for batters to take. You can't get a rise ball. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is batters won't swing at rise balls. It's very hard for them to get into the swing because they're more likely to swing at a drop ball. Good piece of hitting, just out.
4.
Yeah, your prediction is starting to come very close and true.
Yes. Just 3 more. I mean, I don't want them to hit it over the fence, Central or Bridgewater, but if it happens, add to the count.
Wild pitch by Van Cleef. Base on balls for, I think, number 22, and that's Tremarco?
Yes, Tremarco.
That looks like Fresco's coming up to bat. Also, like, in this heat, you don't want to be wearing black jerseys.
It's number 12. It is Caccio.
Caccio. So that was Mahovitz. I stand corrected.
Yes. Caccio, the sophomore. Mahovitz is is
she a junior?
I believe. Mahovitz is a junior, yes, and Caccio is a sophomore.
Caccio with the solo shot in home.
Bridgewater bench or dugout is very loud.
Zoe Totaro drops the ball. And Bridgewater has 2 runners aboard.
You can hear the communication on the field from Zotaro.
Yeah, she had it, but then something happened.
Maybe it was the sun. And did I just call her Zotara? I meant Totara. My bad. Don't know what's going on.
Okay, they're doing I think a courtesy runner or a pinch runner. What they do is they put someone who's on the bench and they put them into the position of a runner. Isn't there supposed to be 2? Oh, he got out. Okay. Thank you, Nathan. Ball 1. 1 out against Bridgewater Raritan. 1 runner aboard, I think. Either Kachia or Mohovitz is on board.
I believe it is.
It's a pinch runner. I think it's Holly? I don't know. It's really
Who's on first?
Yeah.
Jess Paxson.
Paxson. Wow, it's super hard to see their numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm even with my glasses on.
Yeah. Number 3, Jess Paxson, the junior.
3 balls for. Since there's a pinch runner, I'm not sure who's. I'm not sure who's up.
Evelyn Fresco, the junior.
Fresco. Strike 1. 3-1 for Fresco. Over the fence.
5.
Yeah, 5. 2 more away from your production.
Might be a little over.
I'm gonna bet the over 7.
Okay.
Are you gonna bet the under?
I'm gonna bet 7.
Okay.
Actually, no, not bet. I'm gonna guess 7 rather.
I'm gonna bet the over. Went past the second baseman and shortstop. 2 runners aboard, 1 out.
Right through the middle.
Yeah. Adjust this headphones.
Yes. The wind is blowing. It's blowing my hair everywhere.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Probably hear it.
Yeah, I think the people could hear it. Seeing the lacrosse boys in the distance. And their shiny red helmets.
Yes. Believe they also had a game, or maybe it was just practice.
It could be both, either. Or
Yes.
they still have to wear helmets either way, practice or game.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be protected.
It's pretty physical. It's more physical than girls lacrosse, from what I know.
Yes.
She's down 2-0. I think that is Mohovitz.
I don't believe that one over. I don't believe that one over the fence. So
No,
I'm not adding that
it's
to
Dolly.
the count.
I think the coach shifted the lineup. I think that's Dolly up.
Is that a 6 or an 8? It's a 6.
It's a 6. They have no 8 on their roster. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game.
All right.
Emily Van Cleef strikes out. Madeline Dolly.
Yeah, so first strike out of the game. That's big momentum, big confidence booster. We'll see what Sienna Newsom can do.
Ball in the dirt, outside of the zone. Ball 1. So from what I've done last year, Central's not much of a home run hitting team. Central's more getting balls into the gap and causing chaos from what I've done last year. And it still remains true. These girls are not home run hitters. They can hit home runs, don't get me wrong. But they mainly do between the gap hits. 2 runs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Why did I say 2 runs? It's not hockey. I should be getting this.
So far, it looks like Zoe Totara seems like they're one of Central's strongest hitters currently in this game.
2-2. It's such a beautiful day outside.
It is.
Spring break was gloomy.
Not sure what the temperature is, but I believe it's pretty hot.
It's about like 70. And Paxson is going to out at home! No runs crossed for Hunterdon Central. Hunterdon Central remains with a 7-5 lead, and now here is some softball trivia. And we're back, and if you guessed UCLA, you were correct.
I was wrong. I guess Florida.
Florida's only been dominant in the mid-2010s. They had really good pitchers. I mean, I don't remember. I think they had, I think they have Alicia Ocasio. She's really good.
Not sure if I saw it, but maybe the outfielders also for Bridgewater have their little, I guess, get together beforehand.
Yeah, it builds chemistry, it gets them locked in and focused, and Emily Van Cleef is currently up to bat. If I'm seeing things right.
Yes.
It's up in the zone. 1-0 for Emily Van Cleef. Great piece of hitting. Not an errant throw. 5-3 play. Emily Van Cleef was retired at first.
Went right to the third baseman, I believe that was, or maybe it was shortstop, but
Third baseman.
third baseman, yes, and see them celebrating a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely rewarding when you get an out instantly. Yeah.
I believe Grace Chrysler at bat.
Fouled into foul territory. 0-1. I don't know the score for the JV game, but they're looking pretty good.
There's no scoreboard, but if there
Yeah,
was, we'd tell you.
Yeah, we don't have the luxury for them to have a scoreboard. It's up to the coach or some girl on the team who was on the bench to keep book. 1-1. I kept book a lot. I made sure people got in their lines a lot.
Important job to have.
Yeah. It was fun. I like doing book. It taught me so much things about the game. It's currently 2-1 for, I think, Grace Chrysler.
Is that my water? Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I had to use that as a
Oh yeah, because it's a
paperweight.
windy day.
Yeah, sorry for using your water.
That's
It's
fine.
a hitter's count for Grace Chrysler. Because the laptop got taken and I had to use your water bottle
Oh,
as a
yeah.
paperweight. I don't know whose laptop it was, but thank you.
We got all these papers, and it's a very windy day. Got to keep them down so they don't fly away, especially into the field, because we wouldn't want that.
Yeah, it would be cooked.
Yes.
We don't want to be cooked like that.
No.
Ball 4 for Grace Chrysler, and she heads on the base on balls.
Kozak will be hitting next.
Yeah, so Kozak moves to the designated player position as Acangelo is not hitting in the lineup.
Could you explain for those who don't know, including me, what the designated spot
So the
is?
designated player, what they do is they hit usually for the pitcher in college softball. But sometimes coaches have a player that they don't want hitting, they're not comfortable with hitting, so they put a designated player in their position. So that's how it happens.
That is smart. But kind of insulting to the batter. But, you know, it's the game of softball.
It's coach's discretion, unfortunately. It's out of my hands.
Yes.
Sometimes the coach wants a power hitter in the lineup, so sometimes they have to take the casualty of not hitting.
You got to do what you got to do for a win.
Exactly. It's a business out here. Central is a powerhouse, and it's not an easy start for them this season. They play a tougher competition as they're a younger team.
They did win against Hillsborough 11.
Nothing.
No, 11.
11-0. It was 11-0.
Or Yes, 11-0. Sorry, I was looking at Bridgewater's thing. They won to Hillsborough 11-0. Recently lost to Pope John 3-2. So hoping to really get a comeback.
A bobble at second. And Caitlin Kozak makes it on to first safely. And I know the coach for Hillsborough, Coach Ione. She's super good at what she does. She made Hillsborough into a blue blood program in the Skyland Conference. It's definitely one of Central's peskiest rivals for sure. And them getting an 11-0 win over Hillsborough is really good. I know Coach Ione also coaches the volleyball team at Hillsborough. And it looks like they're ending the game early because I think they got mercied? Or the 7 innings already occurred?
We're talking about the JV game, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like a mercy rule. In college, it's very easy to understand the mercy rule, as if you lead by 8 runs in 5 innings, you can mercy a team, I think 10-4. But for high school is weird. You have to lead by a certain amount of runs in an inning. Good hit in the gap by, I think, not Caitlin Kozak. Julian Duggan. An errant throw to home, and Duggan takes third. Central leads 9-5 over Bridgewater Raritan.
Momentum shift a lot. Duggan, great hit down to, I believe that was center field. She got on second, but it was thrown to home to get, not sure who's trying to run to home, but try to get her out. I believe it was Kozak.
It was Kozak, who was the last runner aboard.
Yes, and Duggan decided to get to third. Really great play by her.
Yeah, it was an errant throw, and it's definitely heartbreaking when you make an errant throw out of such a key out at home to try to turn the tides. But it's a great play by Julia, causing chaos in the outfield between the gap of center and right.
Looks like the outfield will talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, they're having a mound visit. They could potentially replace Madison.
Yes. Outfielders talking about what happened, trying to figure it out possibly.
And also talking, yeah, it looks like they're replacing Madison? No, they're not replacing him. I don't know. They're potentially creating a substitution.
Some nice shade in those dugouts though.
Definitely, and they are replacing Madison. They have Bryn Hawley. She's a freshman.
Very interesting, yes. Bridgewater has 3 freshmen, actually, that being Leah Mobus, Jessica Pasterik, and Bryn Hawley.
Yeah, Pasterik, great hitter for the squad.
There's a lot of pressure, though, being a freshman on a varsity team. You know, don't want to let them down, but, you know.
For sure, and also when I was at Central, I think Zoe and I think Emily were like the youngest people on varsity. I think like last year, I think they're the only sophomores on varsity.
Yes.
Or they were on as freshmen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central is a very junior dominant team. If you were not in the stream before, Central only has 2 seniors, bunch of juniors, and then only 2 sophomores. So they're very junior dominant.
Now we have Jessica Yip up to bat. Jessica Yip is a sophomore, just like me. I think she plays for Finch. No, she plays for SoCal Athletics in New Jersey. Julia's still at third. Not a good time if you try to steal when you have a batter in a box. Currently 1 ball against Jessica Yip. Was it a dead ball?
They called it a strike.
That's a strike?
Or maybe it was like a foul ball or something.
I think it was a foul ball. I think. Hello? I don't know. It could be 2 balls, 0 strikes. 2 balls, 1 strike. Okay, I guess that was a strike. Probably she tipped it foul. That's probably what happened. It hit off her bat and it went foul. So if it goes off your bat and you didn't swing, it's technically considered foul. Way too high in the zone. Ball 3. We have a huge show out today. Mainly parents, but
yes.
A couple of cross girls in the outfield, I think. No, it's just parents.
A lot of A lot of, what do you call those chairs that you like fold? Oh,
A sacrifice play, but not a sacrifice play, a bunt.
I was too busy looking at the chairs.
Duggan crosses the play as we have Seaman back on top of the lineup. 10-5, Hunterdon Central right now as Yip created a RBI single for Duggan to score on.
Yeah, Central having a lot of momentum right now. They're up 5-10, or sorry, 10-5. See what Paige Seaman can do.
Ball one against Seaman. And we have Zoe Totaro getting ready to practice. They built a little area for the batter on deck to hit, which is definitely amazing. You don't have to worry about getting swung. Ball goes foul off of Seaman. 1-1.
6. That's 6 over the fence. It might be actually the over now.
Yeah.
If you don't know, I'm keeping track of how many times the ball's gone over the fence. One on the roof, few in like the pit over there behind the where they bat.
It's just a marshland over there.
Yeah.
2 strikes against Seaman, and that's the roof over the 600s. There's classrooms.
Yes, I believe only one has gone up there, but
Oh, there was 2. Not Julia Duggan. Jessica Yip heads to second, and Paige Seaman goes to first on a single, pushing a runner in scoring position. And now we have Zoe Totaro. 2 runners aboard. Can she create some havoc in the outfield for Bridgewater Raritan?
yes, she's been hitting pretty well.
Okay, we have the scoreboard is not updated with the strikes and stuff, so it's a little iffy right now. But it's currently 1-0 for Totaro.
Totaro, keep an eye on that ball, knowing when to strike, or knowing when to hit, or swing rather, knowing when to not. She's a pretty good hitter.
Yeah, and especially when a ball is going at upper 70s, it's definitely hard to determine when it's appropriate for you to hit as it goes by so quickly. And the right fielder makes a catch on Zoe's hit. 2 outs for Hunterdon Central, 1 more out until it goes to the top of the 6th.
I believe that is Zoe's first out. Last few times she's hit, I believe it's, hit the ground and she's gotten a few bases out of it.
Yeah, she's a pretty speedy base runner. And as a shortstop, you have to be super speedy. A lot of people rely on you for plays. Strike 1 against Maitland Halstead. A bobbled ball. Bases are loaded. Yip on third, Seaman on second, Halstead on first.
I believe it is Van Cleef. Nope, not Van Cleef.
It's Stallwood.
Stallwood who's hitting. Sorry, she came out to grab the bat. A lot of pressure for Cassie Stallwood. Hopefully get a few runs in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
She's a good hitter. I think she can cause some havoc. Outside of the zone, ball 1 for Stallwood. If you're Bryn Holly, you're feeling the pressure right now. Everyone is aboard. Only 2 outs. Swing and a miss for Stallwood. Ball 1, strike 1. Do you know 70-mile-per-hour softball pitch is equivalent to like a 90 to 100-mile-per-hour baseball pitch?
Interesting. And I believe the softball weighs a little bit more than a baseball, possibly.
Yeah.
It's a bigger ball.
But it's equivalent.
Yeah.
And it's currently 1-2 for Stallwood as she hits it behind home plate, but not over. We're still under 7, but I'm betting the over.
Yeah. I don't know if a softball weighs more than a baseball, but it's definitely bigger in size.
It definitely does weigh more, and it's currently 2-2. It is over. We now hit our 7.
7, and the 5th inning looks like it's going to be the over.
Yeah. It's like goals in an Arizona Coyotes game. Always bet the over.
Yes.
most of the time. Unless you're like the Vancouver Canucks. It is popped. And it's over the dugout. Number 8 for this stream.
2 in a row. So, my guess was wrong, but, you know.
Hey, I bet the over.
You did bet the over.
Hoot. Okay, now it's still 2-2 for Stallwood.
I'm guessing 10 now.
Great piece of hitting down the center field. Yip scores. Seaman scores. And Halstead and Stallwood are on first and second.
What a great hit by, I believe, who was that?
That was Cassie Stallwood.
Cassie Stallwood, great hit by Stallwood. Really even gives Hunterdon Central even more momentum.
12-5 for Hunterdon Central. And at bat, we have Emily Van Cleef. Can't you get the 2 runners home? Ball in the dirt. Cassie Stallwood. Maitland Halstead's on second. Cassie Stallwood's on first. Ball up too high. Second. 3 balls, 2 strikes against Van Cleef? No. I think it's 2 balls.
Possibly. You see the Bridgewater Panthers JV team coming over to watch the varsity team.
3-1 for Emily Van Cleef. Was at the elbow. Another doggo.
Yes.
Emily Van Cleef takes a walk. Bases are loaded yet again. This time the pressure is on Grace Greisler.
A lot of pressure for her. Again, the bases are loaded. A lot can happen. If possible, a home run. That's 4.
That's a grand slam.
Grand slam, 4 runs. That's a lot of pressure on her, but we'll see.
It's definitely possible to hit a grand slam, but she has to be careful. You don't want to get anyone hurt.
That is true.
These balls can cause a concussion.
I don't want it to break any of the cameras at the table that we're at.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want that to happen. Let's hope she doesn't hit it towards here.
Yes. Still the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs right now. So we'll see. A lot of pressure.
Another circle visit for Bridgewater Raritan.
Yes.
Usually in the MLB, there are limited mound visits you can have. But in high school, I think you can have as many as you need.
I don't think in high school they really care how much you go to the circle.
Okay, so we have Grace Greisler. 0-0. Strike 1 against Grace Greisler. Far out the zone, 1-1 for Grace Greisler. So, after experiencing your first softball game, would you watch the NCAA?
Possibly. I mean, there's a lot of. It is like baseball, but it's a lot of action that happens. A lot of. Seems like from what we see up close, a lot of team spirit, a lot of cheering on of each other, a lot of good positivity from softball.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, each team has their own tradition. Some people have like a chain if you do a good hit. And I know, unrelated, but I know in LSU gymnastics they have a crown if you do a good routine. Now we have 2 runners in scoring position, and I think not Seaman, who was before Cassie? That was Halstead scored. No, that was Halstead that scored. Yeah, I was right.
Stallwood talking to coach on the third base.
I think that is Coach Reeder. And Grace Greisler takes a walk. Bases are juiced again. And now we have Caitlin Kozak up to bat in the designated player position.
A lot of pressure as a pitcher, a lot of pressure as a hitter. Let's see how she deals with it.
Yeah, 13 runners have crossed the plate for Hunterdon Central.
2 more runners, the game is over, I've been informed.
They have
10-run rule.
And it's going to be the end of the game, most likely. 2 runners have crossed.
I thought it was 10 after 5.
No, it's just still there's only 1 out left.
I believe they're calling it.
Yep, they're calling the game. Hunterdon Central wins under mercy rule, 10 after 5. 15 runs scored by Hunterdon Central, 5 runs scored by Bridgewater Raritan, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys soon for an interview. And we're with Paige Seaman. And how does it feel for tonight's game, big win, for this team's chemistry?
I think together we work really well, and we have a lot of energy when it comes to being hitting and putting hits together. I think we did a good job today.
Amazing job by you guys. And how does it feel about that diving catch you made at, I think, the top of the 4th?
It felt pretty good to have a diving catch. Yeah.
Amazing job, Paige. Great job. And we'll see you guys on the next one.